Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Elevate Your Life podcast. Super excited to be with you here today. We are on episode 172, Cheryl.
172.
Moving right along here. We got a couple left here in 2024.
Yeah. And we have a super good one today.
Yeah, we got a good one. We got a really good one today. So we always want to give value to all of our listeners. And this is something that Cheryl and I put a lot of thought into. And, we're all about the mornings. Got to win the morning, right, Cheryl?
Yep. Win the morning. Just because. Sometimes I like to win the morning by staying in bed. Now, that's a win for me. No, I'm kidding.
Well, yep. You got to define what winning is. And for winning, according to Cheryl, is being able to have some extra time in bed. So
I like sleep.
Well, not just sleep, Cheryl, but you love to lay there and really get your mind right. This is a good time. You're not necessarily sleeping. You're awake, but you're still, you got your 8,000 pillows and comforters and things. And you're thinking to yourself, okay, I'm about to think 60,000 thoughts today. That's what research shows that the average person thinks per day. So being the intentional woman that you are, and I know that's one of your 3 words for the upcoming year, 2025.
Oh, you bet.
We decided to get together and think about what would be the 5 best affirmations to start your day with. To really, before you do anything else, what are 5 affirmations, the top 5 that you could say to yourself, say out loud, and that would really put you on a course for the day in the right direction? Because we know things can go sideways rather fast if you don't get things moving in the right way quickly.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. But let's talk about why we should do that, because it's so easy just to jump out of bed. You've hit the snooze a time or two. Time to jump out of bed, time to get going, and you just don't have time for any of this. So, like you said, being super intentional about how you start your day is what's going to be so important. And it is super important. And maybe it could be like one of the goals that you set for 2025 is saying these 5 affirmations every morning. But why are they so important? Why should we start our day with 5 great affirmations? And like we always say, and I love to say it, get your mind right. But starting your day with affirmations sets a positive mental framework for the next 24 hours, right? So you're being very intentional about this. Morning affirmations also help program your subconscious mind when it's most receptive. So your mind is receptive in the morning before it gets filled with a million other things, with just actually life in general, right? Also, the affirmations activate the law of attraction early, which we talk a lot about the law of attraction and the importance of that. And it maximizes your potential throughout the day to be able to manifest so much better. So I love that. It helps establish emotional, resilient mindset to handle any challenges that may arise. I don't know about you, Paul, but I never have a challenge.
No.
So since
this is for other people.
Yeah.
This is for our listeners. When you run a podcast like this, you just don't have any challenges.
That's right. That's right. So that one isn't for me. But no, I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh. But I love that I love emotional resilience. Right? Making sure that we're staying in a good state. Positive morning affirmations boost self-confidence and motivation for the day ahead. So I love that. Self-confidence. Also, it creates a ritual of self-care and personal development first thing in the morning. I know how fast things can get a little hairy and go haywire in life, right? So it's so good to do this. And then the last one is morning affirmations help break negative thought patterns before they can take hold.
Now, I have to stop you for a second, Cheryl. Now, is hairy, I'm still stuck up on the last one. Is hairy a farm term?
No, you can just use hairy whenever you want. Hairy's like, and I think of it like you're pulling your hair out, really.
Okay.
Is what it is.
Okay.
So,
I like that.
But it's when things get crazy.
Things get hairy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Cheryl's like my vocabulary expert. She enriches me in many ways in life, but the main way is through vocabulary and adding new words to my vocabulary daily from mostly the farm, but it doesn't just have to be from the farm.
Yeah, from they're old farm terms that, a farm girl just doesn't forget those terms, Paul.
She does not. They just come out of your subconscious mind and appear at the most opportune times.
That's absolutely right. Okay, so let's get into this. You guys, grab a pen and write these down because these are awesome. Okay, so we are going to start with number 1. Today, I choose to be positive. Yeah. So you're setting that intention.
It is. It's setting that intention. And so we really sat down and thought this through, like what would be the best affirmation to start the day off with. And I love, today. So we're focusing on today. Today's a day of power. Today matters. I choose. I love choose. You remind your subconscious mind that, oh, I got to do this. You don't got to do nothing. You choose to do things. Everyone's got a choice. And then we just choose to be positive. And it's literally that simple. It's people wake up and it's almost like, we feel like it's their job to be negative. Like they get paid for it. That's how negative people are these days.
Right.
And
it's always available, right? What's wrong is always there. So believe me, you can find something wrong with literally everything, but that's kind of cool to think about, because if you can find something wrong, you can certainly find something right.
Yeah, where focus goes, energy flows. So we want to start focusing on, what's in your subconscious mind is going to be like, okay, well, what's positive in my life? And then it's going to create this, chain reaction of great thoughts that come throughout the day. So really being positive or negative is just a choice we make every single day. Starting off negative is going to set you in a direction of a failure. You're never going to be successful if you're starting off with a whole bunch of negative thoughts. And the same thing goes for success. If you start your day off with these positive affirmations, you're going to be in a great direction, and you're probably going to end up being super successful today.
Yeah, I just love that. And the thing I really like about it is there's all these benefits to each one of these things we're going to talk about. There's benefits to being positive, to starting your day saying, I choose to be positive. And let's talk a little bit about a couple of benefits. So first of all, it improves your mental and physical health by reducing stress and cortisol levels. Now, I promise you, everybody has stress. But if you choose to be positive and live in a positive way, thinking positive thoughts, then you're going to be able to reduce that. And I love that. It helps us make better decisions as we deal with challenges and setbacks. And again, I'm kidding, I have a lot. So it's super important for me to choose to be positive every single day. Okay. Paul, what are a couple other ones?
Well, saying this affirmation will create greater productivity and motivation, which will lead to improved self-confidence and higher self-worth, which I know you're big on, Cheryl. Always working on helping people. Cheryl's real passion in life is helping, especially women, work on their self-confidence and self-worth. So saying this affirmation is going to lead you in that direction, which is what we want to do. It's just going to, naturally give you more opportunities as people are naturally drawn towards positive individuals. I mean, people love being around Cheryl. I see it all the time because she's full of energy. She comes from a place of being positive, and people are drawn to people like that. So you want to be conscious about your own vibe that you're giving off, because that's going to, your vibe determines your tribe. We always say that. So it's having that, being in that positive state is going to attract the people towards you. And it really creates a ripple effect that positively impacts the people around you. So it's not only the people that are going to be attracted towards you, but what you're offering or giving off to them is going to enrich their lives. So, we really want to be aware of that vibe that we're putting off every day. And by saying today, I choose to be positive is going to start that positive vibe going. And I do want to mention to Cheryl that if you go to elev8yourlife.com, if you sign up to get our text messages, our emails, and to get our notes from these podcasts, we have a special PDF we created that lists these 5 affirmations. So you can print them out real easily and read them every morning while you either lay in bed or get out like I do and grab a cup of coffee and read them while you're having your first cup there. So That's available, elevateyourlife.com, to print these out. So in case you're driving or listening to this podcast, where a place you can't write these things down, you have them, because Cheryl and I literally do this every single morning. We read these 5 affirmations, and it's been life-changing for us.
Yep, absolutely.
What's the second affirmation?
Number 2. I am grateful for all that I have. Okay, so I love this one, because there's no way on earth that you're ever going to get anything else if you're not grateful for what you have right now, right? I mean, that's just the way it is. So, and that is the first step to getting more of what you want, right? Is to be grateful for what you already have. And there is a million things for all of us to be grateful for, right? So let's talk about the benefits. I really love the benefits. So gratitude shifts focus from what's lacking to abundance, right? And that reduces stress and anxiety.
Yeah.
So you can't be stressed and have a bunch of anxiety going on in you when you're grateful for things and when you feel grateful, right? So I love that one. Gratitude also enhances self-esteem and personal worth by acknowledging your blessings. I love that. An appreciation for current circumstances creates a positive mindset for future growth. I think that is so cool. I just love that it's like bringing you into the moment, right? Yeah. You have to come into the moment, bring you into the moment to think about really what you have to be grateful for. And I just love that.
Yeah, and gratitude really helps, combat the negative thoughts and emotions that we get throughout the day. So I mentioned earlier that we think 60,000 thoughts a day. The average person has 85% of those being negative. So by thinking about what am I grateful for today, and I love just taking a second, Cheryl, and thinking of like maybe 2 or 3 things that I am grateful for after I say this affirmation. I'm grateful for all that I have. Well, what is that? So we start thinking about maybe a couple, 2, 3 things that I'm really grateful for today. And we did a whole podcast back on 169. So we're just back in November. We did a podcast on gratitude and all the benefits of it and how to write a gratitude journal and everything. So this is something, Cheryl, that really has changed our lives. Has changed, every expert you ask in personal development will talk about the gratitude journal and starting with, having that attitude of gratitude, because it really, really creates that foundation for manifesting more positive things in life. Like you said, you got to be grateful for what you have already in order to get more. So it's super, super important to have that attitude of gratitude, and regular gratitude practice leads to greater life satisfaction and happiness. I mean, every study out there shows that, there's so much depression going out there still. It's on the rise. It's just things just keep on getting worse for people. And, we're going to talk a lot about, the nutrition behind that and the foods behind that. And there's so much that goes into depression. We're not going to get into all that now, but I can tell you that, Cheryl, as soon as I think, if I'm feeling a little bit whatever, you start thinking about what you're grateful for, it changes your mind instantly.
Oh, absolutely. I completely agree with you. And something else that I love about this too is I think everyone wants to be happy. I really believe that at the core, that's really what everybody wants. They just want to be happy, right? We just want to be happy. And so being grateful does just that. It reminds us, the things that we have, the things that we can be exactly grateful for. And then it just makes us feel, happier in those situations when we're able to, just sit down. And I love what you said, Paul, write down a couple of things that you're grateful for too, as soon as you do that. As soon as you say this one. Okay, let's talk about number 3. I love this one. I am capable of achieving great things. And I think I love this one. I really like this one a lot, just because I think think of how much different the world could be if everyone said these 5 things in the morning, but especially this one, right? I am capable of achieving great things. And I was watching something yesterday. I can't even remember what it was, but it was on belief. And it's like, you just have to believe. You have to believe. Oh, I know. It was, what's his name? He's an actor. Oh, I forgot his name. Anyway, he's talking about how you have to believe. Believe. You just have to believe that. But if you start believing that you're capable of achieving great things, then I really believe that the universe starts to work for you and with you, and things will start to change, and you will start achieving these great things, right? So, and I guess, Paul, and something that you talk about all the time, and you really believe that it's the most important emotion. And I do too now. I didn't at the first, of course, but I do now. And that's just that it creates the emotion of certainty. And that is super important in your life, to be certain.
Yeah. And it's, it's really, I think a learning lesson we've gone through the past couple of years is that it really is an emotion. We talk a lot about beliefs and things, but this is something that is a little bit different. This is how you live life, that I'm certain I can do things. So it's the certainty that I'm capable of achieving great things. We don't even know what those things are yet. But as things come up throughout the day, you're going to be faced with some challenges. So I'm faced with challenges, Jill. I know you're faced with challenges that we've never even come across before. So how do you prepare yourself? Because it's going to happen. There's going to be things that are going to come at you that you never had happen before. And you're like, well, how am I going to handle this? Well, by saying this in the morning, I'm capable of achieving great things, and handling really anything is just going to get you in that state of certainty. And, it also, there's going to be some self-belief that activates motivation and drives consistent action towards goals. I mean, we want to keep on elevating. That's what this whole thing is about here. So it's going to do that. It's going to have strong belief influences how we perceive and respond to you. So it's important that you have that strong belief in yourself that you can do great things. That's just going to affect the way, others perceive you and respond to you. So in different personal relationships that you have that day, it's going to help you believing in yourself, reduces fear and anxiety about taking risks. And so many people, they're stuck in the box. They don't want to take risks, so it's important. If you're going to elevate your life, you've got to be able to have this belief in yourself that you can, take on things that you're fearful of, because everything that's outside the box, we're afraid of. It's something different. So this affirmation will move you out of that box. It'll also give you this, self-confidence, which enables better decision-making and leadership abilities. And last but not least, it gives you the confidence and capabilities that helps overcome obstacles and setbacks. So, again, we're gonna have some obstacles today and some setbacks today. And by affirming that I'm capable of achieving great things, you'll be able to overcome those obstacles and setbacks as they appear.
Yeah, I love that, because it just goes right into the next one, and the importance of, I think that if you believe you're not going to have any obstacles or challenges at all today, then I think you set yourself up for failure just in that thought alone, yeah. Right? And so what we want to do is we want to change the way that we look at this. So the next one, which is number 4, says, I embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. And I'm like, no, I'm done growing. I don't want to grow today. Yeah. It'll be fine if I don't grow today. But that's not the point, right? That's not going to happen. That's the only way we grow, which, okay, that drives me crazy, Paul. The only way you grow is by doing hard things and having challenges in your life and learning and growing from them. That's it. You don't grow when you don't have a challenge. And I'm like, can it just all be like this? Just like, just like, it's good. It's great. Just like this. And no, it can't be like that.
Yeah. Actually, I just saw a funny post yesterday on Facebook. Well, it wasn't funny, but this woman said, "Dear God, please," this is literally her post, "please slow down on the life learning lessons that you're giving my way." It's like it just seems at times that they just come and come and come. But they are all, every challenge is an opportunity for growth. It's the truth. It's the only way you can grow is by having a challenge.
Yes.
This is the craziest thing about life.
I don't even like to think about that, but that is the case, right? That's really
absolute truth.
You're not going to elevate your life, which is what we always talk about. You're not going to be able to do that without challenges. So, right. I mean, that's just the way That's just the way it is. And so we have to change the meaning that we give to challenges, which I love that. I love that, because if you can change the meaning that you give to a challenge, like, oh, they're so hard and they're terrible and I don't want any, which, instead it's like, oh my gosh, that's the only way I can grow. That's fantastic, right?
Yeah.
That's something that's very important for me, is self-growth. And so if you can just change what it means to you when you have these challenges, then that's what's going to make all the difference.
And I know, Cheryl, every time you have a challenge, you're like, you know what? This is another opportunity for me to grow. I mean, it's.
Well, I usually don't say that, Paul, but that's really nice.
But if you say this affirmation, it's, again, we're trying to fire and wire. So this isn't natural. We were thinking, oh, geez, why is this other thing happening to me?
Yeah. Why me? You should never say that.
No. Things happen for us, not to us.
Yeah. I love that. So, and as you begin to successfully navigate challenges, right? Because I think it is easier if we look at it. I think it makes it easier if we can look at a challenge as a growth opportunity. I believe it makes it easier, right? And so as you do that though, and as it becomes a little bit easier, or as you look at it in this way, then what happens is it really builds your self-confidence, because you're like, oh my gosh, I got through that challenge. I learned this, this, and this, and bring it on. Right. I mean, I love thinking about it like that. So, and then we know facing difficulties builds resilience and mental toughness, right? Which I think is super, super important for all of us. Right. And then problem solving skills improve through overcoming these obstacles, right? Because I really like that. Whenever I ask Paul something, he literally goes straight to every single time. Like if he doesn't know how to do it or whatever, he's like, well, I don't know how to do that really, but everything's figure outable. And I'm always like, well, can't we have someone else figure it out? Right? and I'm just kidding. I don't really say that. But
no, Cheryl, you believe that 100% that everything's figure outable, because you pick up the phone. I get calls at 10:45 at night that, Paul, I can't figure that. I can't get the Christmas labels printed out. So
yeah. Hey,
but listen, it's all. That I know it's all figure outable. So we will figure it out together.
And you know what I figured out? Don't call Paul. Yeah. That's what I figured out.
It's all figure outable. Yeah.
So who's the smart one here? No, I'm just
you
kidding.
For sure. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Okay, so we know that challenges also provide great learning experiences and character development, right? I love that. Character development occurs through perseverance in difficult times.
Hey, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you strong, right?
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Oh, yeah, that makes me laugh. That is true. And then, and the great thing is, this last one I really love, because it's the future challenges become easier to handle with experiences. And I think that that's absolutely right, because you're a different person, right? You've grown, you know more.
Seems like the challenges get harder though, too. So it just
don't tell anyone that, Paul.
It's a weird situation, but
no. Yeah. But you know what? How great is it though, too, to have like a community to help you? I know I was watching another little reel thing, and I love to watch the elderly ladies, and I love it when people ask them questions like, well, what's it like now to be, 90 or 101 or 102 or whatever? And I remember that one of the women said, well, has anything become more important to you as you've gotten older? And she said, absolutely, my friendships, which I thought was so interesting and so true. But I love that as you're going through a challenge or have these challenges, just to have a great friend or a community where you can really turn to and just ask and have them help you out, or even just listen. I mean, I just think that all of that is such a great thing for all of us to have.
It is. And this I just got to say, Cheryl, being a Tony Robbins coach and dealing with so many people, and I know we both coach people, this is still, so every week when we're coaching people, we do plan to review, and the review is always the same. It's celebrations, challenges, and changes. Well, celebrations, now we got the best clients in the world, because they got celebrations, Tons of them, which is fantastic. It just goes to show that we're fantastic life coaches, and a lot of their life is being elevated through our program. However, and I know you're going to back me up on this, when it comes to challenges, what's your challenges for the week? I'm glad you had all these celebrations, and it kind of goes silent. And damn well they had challenges, but still people are not reading this affirmation or having this belief that challenges are opportunities for growth, and they still look at challenges that, I don't want to even think about those because there's so many of them.
Right.
And
well, and I think
so
a lot
daunting.
of us, and I think a lot of times we've been conditioned that we don't want to say like what we're struggling with, lest we look bad in front of someone or whatever else. And I just think that if we could just change the way we look at a challenge and the way we think about it personally, I think everybody would benefit. Because if one person has this challenge,
10,000 more do.
Else.
Yeah.
Right. And so just to look at it like that, I think really will make a change in your life and in the lives of your friends too. And share it with a friend, for heaven's sakes. I mean, it's just all of this stuff is like, it would be so fantastic for all of us to do this in 2025, really make that one of our goals, that every morning we're going to say these 5 things and really stick to them and take them to heart. So, all right, let's talk about number 5, Paul. I like this one a lot. This is Paul in a nutshell here.
Well, we got to get them primed. We got the first 4, now these all were very intentionally written. They all of them serve a certain purpose. And the purpose really is to get to number 5.
Yes. And number 5 is I take action towards my goals every day. Wait, do you even have any goals? I mean, that's a good question. That would be a great question for people. Do you have any goals? Are you going to set any goals? I know, Paul, we've talked about this before, about how in 2025 or at the beginning of any new year, a lot of people are just like, kind of like me. This happened to me. You know what? I have set goals in the past. I don't necessarily achieve my goals. Right. And then I feel bad. So I think what I'll do now is not set any goals. How about that? Right. And I've talked to a lot of people who think like that now. And it's so interesting because I completely understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
If you don't set a goal, you're not going to feel bad.
Maybe I'm mistaken, but I kind of remember you saying something along the lines of, Paul, we've already set that goal 2 years in a row and haven't hit it. So I don't think we should set it for 2025. I'm like, this is 3 times the charm here. We're going to set this goal. We're going to hit it this 2025 here. Okay.
That definitely did happen because I was like, because I'm so annoyed at myself, right? Because I set this goal and I'm like, I don't understand why we have not hit this goal. Right. And so, but that's great because we're not alone, are we?
No, I think there's one or two other people out there that set a goal once or twice and still didn't hit it. So, but it's the perseverance, that
you bet.
Damn well we're going to hit in 2025 because we ain't carrying this over to 2026. I can tell you that right now. So I am more than motivated now to make sure it happens this time.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we take action towards our goals every single day, we build discipline and it affirms your new identity. Right. So Paul, talk to us a little bit about that, because I mean, this is your thing, right? Your identity is everything. And you need to know what that is, like what your identity is, like what type of person are you? Yeah. But tell us a little bit about it.
Well, you mentioned one of my favorite words earlier, which is ritual. And this is what this reading these 5 things every day is going to become. It's going to be your morning ritual. Part of your morning ritual is reading these 5 affirmations. And one of the things you should say right now, we should say it all together. I'm the type of person who reads the five positive affirmations every morning. It's just who I am. I'm the type of person who reads these 5 positive affirmations every morning. It's just who I am. Now, when you say that, you got to read them immediately. so that you're telling your subconscious mind that you do what you say you're going to do. That is the biggest problem in the world, is that people don't do what they say they're going to do. But if you can say it exactly like that and then do it in something as small as this, read 5 affirmations. How hard is that? Read them. Your subconscious mind all of a sudden starts thinking, holy cow, this is the type of person who does what they say they're going to do. And then that carries on to all these other little things in life that will make a huge, huge difference. But it starts with something super small like this. To pick this, there's a great recording. We'll put it in the Elev8 Tribe about, there's this great general that talks about making your bed in the morning. For being in the Marines, that was the thing. Make your bed in the morning. You got to start off your day with something small. So this is even smaller than that, in my opinion, is just reading 5 affirmations.
Well, because you don't even have to get up.
You don't even have to make, it's really no action involved per se, just reading. You don't have to get out of bed to do this. Right. So, but, by doing that, by reading that effort, that identity of yours, and then reading these, will start to create this new identity. And that's what this really, when it comes to the core, and Joey and I just had this conversation yesterday about builds discipline. To be honest with you, I don't like the word discipline and I don't like the word willpower, because I don't use either one. I'm not a massive discipline person or a massive willpower. I have an identity. This is who I am. I just do it. And I built that over the years, fired and wired. And I became this person who just, of course, I read my 5 affirmations every morning. Of course, I do my gratitude journal every day. Of course, I do my cold plunge every day. Of course, I take my supplements every day. It's just who I am. And that's the place we all want to get to, where there is no self-discipline anymore. There's no willpower. It's just who you are. So I love this concept, Cheryl. It's really the foundation of what elevating your life is all about, because it just becomes who you are. These daily actions create momentum that builds habits for long-term success. So that's what we're doing. These small little things can build habits for long-term success, and small consistent steps compounded over time create significant achievements in life. You look at these people that do these amazing things, like, how do you do that? Well, he started off by doing something super tiny at 5 a.m. when he woke up. And then that built off of something and something and something and led to something fantastic. And regular action maintains focus and prevents procrastination. Not that any of our listeners procrastinate at all ever. But it's something that we really want to use this affirmation to remind ourselves that we're moving in the direction. And as Tony Robbins always says, progress equals happiness. And one of our favorite quotes is that it's not about perfection, it's about progress. So we're just taking action towards our goals every day, moving that 1% forward. And daily progress, even minimal, creates a sense of accomplishment and motivation. So going to bed every night, what are my 3 wins for today? And every day I do not go to bed until I write down those 3 wins. And I'm affirming that I did take action towards my goals today, because I did these 3 things that moved me towards elevating my life. And last but not least, consistent action demonstrates commitment to yourself, which builds self-confidence. And I know, Cheryl, that's the key for you and for your mission, is to help, especially women, build more self-confidence so they become more certain and they can really step into who they're meant to be and step into their purpose for living by confidently moving forward.
Absolutely. I think every single person has a purpose here, and it's a big purpose, right? And nobody can fill those shoes for you. You have to be the one to do it. And I just love these. We really want you guys to join us and do these. And if you haven't made goals, like if it's something that you're like, you know what, I just don't know if I'll be able to do it, this is a fantastic place to start, right? Read these 5 affirmations every morning. And look, you know what else I like to do, Paul? I was just going to say, this just came to mind when I was thinking about this. I like to say them into a voice recorder, like everyone has one on their phone, and then have that voice recorder say it back to me. Like in the morning, like I like to hear myself say it to myself, the 5 affirmations.
Yep.
So that's another cool way that you can do it. And just make sure that you get that done every day, because, and I love all of the benefits of doing each one of these things. Like the benefits far outweigh the 2 minutes, if that it's going to take, right?
Yeah.
For you to do that every single morning. So, and I love that this is a fantastic place to start if you haven't set any goals in a long time, or if you've just never done it, but this is a perfect goal to start with. So this was so much fun, Paul. I love getting on here and just chatting, about different things that can really elevate each of our lives. So stay committed and stay consistent. And remember that you have the power to elevate your life and the lives of those around you. We can't wait to see you